Okay. Let's move on. Diablo. So, Diablo Immortal.
El Diablo.
So, Diablo Immortal was announced at BlizzCon, and the fans did not react the way Blizzard thought.
What are you talking about? I'm like mad excited.
2, 5, 7.
So, yeah. So, this is absolutely crazy. I'll let Grim take this one because...
Yeah, hold up. Nate, pass me the rock. I'm open.
Okay.
Okay. So the problem here is not the game itself. It's the way they announced it and the other stupidity involved in how they announced it. I'm going to use Bethesda as a prime example to prove my point here. If we all watched the E3 press conference, Bazinga, you thought it was a great conference, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now imagine if they ended on that mobile Elder Scrolls and they didn't announce Elder Scrolls 6 or Starfield. Then would you be like, that's it? And be a little pissed off? Maybe not you because you're a mobile guy. But that's what happened.
Don't pick up
essentially,
my
if they had... The fact that they ended the conference on that game, Diablo Immortal, makes people think they're putting all of their attention on that game. It's their big thing.
Yeah.
If you contrast that with Bethesda, they showed off, albeit two bullshit things. It was like bullshit trailers for games that don't even exist yet. But they made you think, oh, okay, so Elder Scrolls is just a side thing. These are the main projects. That's why no one got mad at Bethesda when they did the same exact thing. But the fans of Diablo are furious because they showed off a game that looks like Diablo, but is also repurposed bullshit from another Chinese mobile game. And they made it seem like it was their big announcement, and it made all the people who were there going, I don't want that crap in my games.
Exactly.
And then they went and started deleting comments off. They didn't delete comments. They took the video down and re-uploaded it to get rid of all the negative dislikes and hope to relaunch the trailer. They were censoring people on their forums, and they have the media censoring people and calling people toxic, like, toxic masculinity because we don't like the game.
Yeah, and then they went and made a statement. They said, "Oh, we would never announce Diablo 4 at BlizzCon. We don't do that."
Yes, they do.
I know. That's why I'm my point. Of course they do. Of course they do.
And they also said that this game was made from the ground up. It's not a
but that's
copy.
not true. I just listened to I think it was the Throwdown podcast today at work. And they talked about how people are pointing out that the stuff they showed are clearly reused stuff from a game in China.
Wow. Yeah, I'm sure someone's gonna make a video probably comparing the two soon. Then.
Oh yeah.
So the other thing they tried to say was after this whole thing, they said, "Oh, well, we have multiple teams working on Diablo projects. We have 3 teams working on different Diablo projects, hinting at Diablo 4 is in the works." And then there was a speculation that Diablo 4 was supposed to be announced at BlizzCon. There was actually supposed to be a leak, I guess. And then Bethesda today makes an announcement saying, "Oh, that never happened. We never want to make that." It's like you could have let that leak happen, and people might have been a little happy at you.
Here's the problem, Nate. We know they're lying because the person who said it is someone who worked there.
Yeah. But they could have let it slide, and people maybe would have calmed down a little bit.
We knew they were lying. But the bigger problem with this, and I'm not going to sit here and bash phone games. I'm just going to point out a simple fact about phone games. You guys like your phone games, and of course the phones are getting to the point where they can compete in certain ways. The problem is the market on phone games is always filled with the stuff that gamers hate the most, like microtransactions and dumbed down mechanics. And I'm sure they could make games that don't have that crap on a phone and it'd be fine, but it's just the market expects that. So you take someone like me, for example. I am excited whenever I hear about a new Dragon Quest game. If you tell me the next Dragon Quest game is coming on a phone, I'm immediately going to be pissed because I know that because of that market, there's a chance it will be filled with microtransactions. It will be dumbed down for casuals who can't play RPGs and don't understand them, and it won't be anything that I want to play. And that's what worries people about this Diablo game and in general. And today they said that they have most of their top teams working on mobile games now.
Yeah.
They doubled down on pissing off their fan base.
Well, they spent $6 billion to buy Candy Crush, which is enough. Which is so this is a quote from another podcaster. to buy the Star Wars franchise and like 8 basketball teams.
Yeah.
So that's how much money they spent on a mobile game. $6 billion.
It's disgusting because
Like,
they make plenty of money. Why are they so hell bent on ruining their? Like, I get what they're trying to do. They're saying "F you" to the 20 million people who like Blizzard games. We'll go get 40 million casuals to play our game.
Well, yeah,
Go
and they'll
ahead.
actually. Well, the sad thing is they'll
later.
actually make more money, and that's why they're doing
Go
it.
ahead. See you later. We don't need you in the industry. I don't need you because I hate to break it to you. Something people have realized for a long time: mobile games are a fleeting thing. Every one of these companies rises and falls while making mobile games because you can't keep casuals playing your game. That's
No.
the point. They get
No.
tired of it, they move on.
Yes.
And all you're doing is racing and eating each other to make another one.
And you actually can make a good game on mobile, but you have to charge people for it. But that's what they don't want to do. Like Modern Combat, I think it's called Modern Combat, was actually a decent game on mobile, but it's like $15.
But again, the
Just pay for
problem,
it?
Yeah.
the problem is the market dictates that you need to have a $2 piece of crap with a bunch of bullshit in it to buy.
Yeah,
and,
and-
that's why no one wants this happen. The reality is, it's a fear that all of gaming is going to become a cheap dime store ripoff
Yeah.
for people to play on their phones, and no one's going to get the stuff they really want.
And
That's the fear.
There's also a number of JRPGs on mobile that cost like $10, $15 that are really good, and you can tell these people actually put the work into it. But they don't get highlighted because they're not charging $2 for their game.
And it pisses me off because I'm like, dude, just go put it on the PSN for $10. People will buy it.
Well, yeah.
You don't need to put it on
Well,
the phone.
I really enjoy it because I like playing.
People.
I like playing RPGs on the go, and I've bought like more than a few of them.
Oh no, this has really gotten under my skin. And no, it's not toxic masculinity. I'd also like to say to game journalists, get off our nuts.
Well, no, they
We're
like.
tired- we're
Isn't
tired of
that masculinity right there?
Well, the thing is though,
No,
like
no,
there's.
we are tired of it. I'm sorry, Nate. Let me rant for a minute. I'm not going to
Okay.
be too mean. But we are freaking tired of it. Every time someone does something that is aggravating to a gamer, these stupid shills, Kotaku, Polygon, IGN, Jason Scheider, half the people at Giant Bomb, because I like Giant Bomb, but the other half, Giant Bomb East, ugh. These people, all they do is they jump up and say, you guys are being immature, entitled brats. I tell you what, how about you stop being entitled journalists and stand up for the people who enjoy these games, who keep losing them to people who want to ruin them. I'm sorry, I like complicated games like Diablo, and I don't want a dumbed down version of it. There's nothing
No,
wrong with that.
no.
And I'm not even getting it, which is the worst part. I've been playing Blizzard games my whole life, and they're not even putting it on the computer. So they care so little about us that then I'm making a computer version, which wouldn't be hard to do. And these people at these journalist websites are shitting all over us like it's our problem.
Yeah.
Like,
And the sad thing is, they could have had like half the amount of flack they got if they would have just said Diablo 4 is in the works.
if they had said that last, if they had announced the game and then announced Diablo 4, no one would care.
No,
But they
nobody would give a
mic
shit.
dropped on Diablo Mobile like they were gods.
I would have been
I
like,
just-
They went up and arrogantly dropped that mic like they can do no wrong.
I just want to say one thing. All you guys got phones, right? Come on.
Even if I did, I wouldn't play it.
That's what he said on the stage.
I know.
I know.
Well,
Ridiculous.
David, was it David Kim? I think it was. Said that.
You all
Yeah.
got phones. Come on.
Man, back in the day, if a developer said that, remember when Sony, Ken Kutaragi said get a second job, and they tore into him for being a
Oh
being a dick?
my God!
Remember
Yeah.
that? And they
No.
ripped,
They
into
ripped him
Sony's-
apart.
For what?
And now you have a guy telling people, well, you guys got phones, which is an ignorant, terrible statement to say to people,
What?
and it's okay. Like, you see how bad they become.
What was wrong
shills
with
for these
Sony?
people?
Is it when they have the expensive console?
It was something like that. It was some kind of servers. I forget what
It was when they announced the PS3.
Okay, that's what. Okay, because it was like $600.
And then they did it again when Microsoft announced this system. Ben remembers it, and they said, "Well, we have a system for you. It's called the 360." And they tore into that guy for it, like he was a terrible person. And now these devs every day are saying something ignorant to fans.
Oh yeah, because
And
it was
they're
like
"Oh,
backwards
that's cool."
compatible.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want backwards compatible, use the 360 you got.
Well, the thing is though, I don't know what Blizzard's going to do because they have actually acknowledged that this is the worst backlash they've ever seen on any announcement of anything they've ever done.
I think
Yeah, but
I think
then
their
Activision slapped them and told them to keep going.
I think their dislikes beat out Infinite Warfare.
Something like that. It's crazy.
Video.
It's pretty bad. And the fact that there's huge communities, I was looking, there's huge amount of communities calling for boycotts of everything Blizzard.
Jeez.
So to get this project shut down. So I don't know what's going to happen or what they're going to do to quell these fans, but they have to do something. Even if it's like a short video saying Diablo 4 is in the works.
Oh no.
But that's for another time. If Diablo 4 gets announced, we'll be talking about it on this podcast. But until then, well, there's going to be some raging fans with pitchforks and torches.